Hello all, welcome back. In this video, we are going to continue the Windows Server post-installation settings. In the previous video, you have seen how we can rename the computer name and how to make the necessary changes. Now, in this video, we will cover up how to change time zone settings, date and time, static IP assignment, and we will see how other DNS services can be uh, specified. So without having a delay, let's get started. Let's verify a few things, whether we have changed the name or not. So I'll go in command prompt and just to verify the previous step is working. We'll type a host name command. We can see this is the name. I'll go to server manager. So server manager is one of the tools which helps us to manage most of the services and the system-wide settings on the server. So under the dashboard, there is a local server. Select local server section. And these are the settings we can definitely make changes. I'll go with the time zone settings. This will help us to select the correct regional time zone. So if your time zone is something, then this, and if your server is in India region, you have to select the time zone link, click on change time zone, and select the appropriate time zone from the list. For us, or for the server available in India region, I will be selecting UTC plus 530. Click on OK and OK. Time zone would be applied. Now the next thing is we'll change the date and time setting. We can see the date and time settings are appropriate. Still, you can click on the time zone setting again and click on change date and time. Select the appropriate date or the current date and the time. After that, click on OK and OK. Now let's go on configuring static IP. You can see we have the Ethernet 0 network card, which has been assigned DHCP IP. We have to change it to static. Static IP is advisable because the server IP should not change constantly. A service can be called on a static IP, and if you keep on changing the IP of server, might be the service point, port numbers, and the call for that service would be interrupted. So for that reason, we have to make it static IP. So clicking on the IP version 4 assigned by DHCP or IP version 6 enabled next to Ethernet 0 will launch the network properties window. As you can see, we are in the network connection. Right click on the network card. There are possibility on one server there could be more than one network cards. You have to select the appropriate network card on which you want to configure. For now, Ethernet 0 is the only network card, so I'm going to select that and click on properties. Right click on the Ethernet 0 or Ethernet 1 if there are other network cards available. Then click on properties. You will see we have Internet Protocol version 4 TCP IPv4 entry. Do not uncheck the box. Then you click on the TCP IPv4 entry and click on properties button. Once you are there, you can see the property of TCP IPv4. Select use the following IP address and type the corresponding IP. So I'm going to assign 192.168.65.200. That would be the IP. The default subnet mask of class C. The default gateway, I'm going to keep it 192.168.65.2. The preferred DNS server 192.168.65.200 because I'm going to configure Active Directory on this server itself, and the DNS would also be running on the same server. So I'm assuming this would be our DNS server. In future classes or future configuration, I will show you. However, I can specify some other alternative DNS. So I can use 192.168.65.1. We can also click on advanced and click on DNS tab. We can also specify some open DNSs like 8.8.8.8 and add. We can click on add again, and then we can use some other DNS as well, like 4.2.2.2. Even you can specify unnumbered of DNS servers. Like you can see, I have specified Cloudflare DNS, which is running on 1.1.1.1. Upon providing this setting, click on OK and OK, then close the window. Now let's verify. So in the command prompt, if I type ipconfig, I can see the IP which we have assigned, and it will show us the IP version 4 address. Then it will show us the subnet mask, default gateway. So as you can see, we have IP version 4 address listed on the screen, 192.168.65.200, subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and the gateway itself. Then the next, we have to ensure the firewall is on. So you can see the Windows Defender firewall service is on. We can also turn on the Internet Explorer settings. So I will click on IE Enhanced Security Configuration, click on and make appropriate changes. For now, I'm just setting it off. Then last but not the least is to configure the updates. So we can see there are two of the options available, like last install update and Windows update. So if I click on neighbor, it will allow us to make some of the changes where you can choose when the updates would be downloaded and installed. So as you can see, we have status, we are up to date. But to check the changes or check the updates, we have to click on check for updates, and it will check updates of Windows Server 2025. Then we can also make some other changes like remote desktop. The remote desktop helps you to manage your server remotely. Clicking on disable can help you to make changes on the remote desktop settings. So I will select allow remote connections to this computer. Click on OK. By default, administrator is allowed. If you have any other user, you can add that user from this section. Selecting the appropriate user can help that user also to connect to the server. For now, I'm just enabling the remote desktop for administrator. So that is fine. Click on OK, apply, and OK. So the status has been, it has to change from disabled to enabled. So let it refresh and you can see the status has been changed. So this marks the Windows post installation setting complete.